Hello, it took 3 turns, tubers. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance. It's literally, I haven't even moved. I literally searched 3 times, got some random blood and wings and stuff, and then I got a bow. Welcome back, folks. I don't know, it may be just anywhere in this zone. I literally just landed, I swear I haven't looked at a guide or anything, I promise you. And we picked it up. So, I didn't get very many magic items because I didn't get a chance. Or bow items. Anyway, now we can go from, dagger that's effective against robots to bow. Oh, by the way, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance. You know the drill. We're at like episode 5 or something. Hopefully you guys know what's going on. But anyway, there you go. We got a new bow for Maria the Ranger. I have not gotten any new arrows. So let's get a few more arrows, right? We got blood, we got battle. So I think if you're really trying to optimize, I really didn't even get a chance to start. You might not want to do these fights because like they're just random encounters from the zone you're in. I'm pretty sure. Whew, I gotta say the damage output on the Ranger is not impressing me. Like, I don't know if I'm missing something here. Those bows seem pretty weak. Bunch of eyes laying on the ground. But like, this doesn't really cost you anything. So, I don't know. I'm really struggling to see how we got all these new spells we could try out too. Didn't even work. At least that, I guess if you get a crit, you do pretty good damage. Maybe you need another class that can help you with your hit rate or something, or your crit rate. I'd like to get Tella access to level 7 spells. I'd like to see what hasting, like the mega haste, does to the Ranger damage. I mean, it's an interesting way to grind XP as well, but most overworld zones aren't like good late game grind areas, generally speaking. We do get a lot of nothing as well. So what if we sped this guy up a little bit? Doom let me down. Let's see if old does anything. 86 damage. And now he's got more attack speed, so let's really let him get a chance. Let everybody else just take a break. 2 hits. Okay. Haste still gives the archer, the bow user, multi-attack. So that means that's really good. That means we can give him 3 attacks via haste level 2 or fast level 2. And that should become pretty powerful for DPS. Right? We don't have access to it quite yet, but yeah, that will actually triple his damage output, which seems a lot stronger than at the moment. I mean, the bow skill says something like his hit rate adds to his damage, although it doesn't say how. Increase raw damage dealt by bow attack based on the total hit percent. So it feels like total hit percent is just worse. I'm not, like, it's obviously not 100 damage. I'm not sure how the math works out. But clearly, it doesn't feel like we're getting 29 times 4 right now, like would be a normal hit rate. Yeah, this is slightly higher damage with the same hit rate. And I think non-crit, I mean, we also lose all the crit. But, like, without a crit, we were doing, like, 80 damage or something with the bow. Of course, we're only going to get a turn. A weapon that's about the same strength, but gets multi-hits, is going to do more than 80 here. I'm pretty confident. Well, 4 hits, 100. Not much more. Depends on the enemy's absorb, I guess. Same as I talked about earlier, but enemies with high absorb, this will be maybe a bit weaker. But enemies with low absorb, that multiple attacks. It's just because his base damage is kind of weak, so absorb can cut through it. At least the crits ignore defense. So I think the bow is definitely stronger, but I do feel like overall the ranger is a little bit weak. Unless I'm missing something about how they work. I know if you want, you can basically get 120% damage per turn of waiting. But, like, when is that going to ever help us? You know, now it's 120%. So this is like 2.2 times damage for 2 turns. So you get an extra 20%. But, hey, you know what actually happened? He didn't get any attacks, which means you did nothing. You got negative 100% instead of plus 20%, you know. Yeah, basically doesn't impress me that much. Now, I think I read something about using scavenge on trap tiles. I might double check what that said. Trying to figure out how to use the ranger finally. I also haven't really used Hunter's Mark much. I think we did find out that it helps an ally. But only on the next attack. It's not like D&D Rapid Fire. Only works once. Trap tiles have a 100% chance after a combat. So you're just going to alternate, find an item, and then fight the trap tile? I guess what we'll do, because this was the plan all along, I don't want to spend too much time grinding there. If I was off camera, I would have spent Pittle Hunger, but we can get a couple more arrows. Yeah, we need a lot of fangs, I guess. Most of them use fangs. So whatever drops fangs are the most important. Yeah, I think maybe literally everything requires fangs. Fangs are in every single recipe, so I would like to be able to just buy them. I know that's kind of rude, but like seriously, it's kind of annoying. But what we're going to do is, now that we have run through the Ice Cave before, obviously. We did it, you know, at like level 10 because we were crazy and we were sequence breaking. But I want to go back and we just did like 700. Oh, right. How did that greatsword do that much damage? Wizards. So interestingly, this is one I've spent some time researching, and we talked about it a lot last episode, but I feel like it's kind of fun. Wizards are not mind flayers or illithids, or is it ithalids or illithids? I think it's illithids. Whatever. I don't speak deep speech. Mind flayers. They are the sorcerers that are mind flayers specifically. They have the mind. The trance, which is the mind, whatever it's called, the psychic attack, and then they have the death touch, which is the extract brain. The wizards don't have those, and I have spent some time trying to figure out like what D&D enemy they're actually using, just because the game uses the same sprite doesn't mean they're the same family type necessarily. I think gargoyles and red gargoyles, I'm pretty sure red gargoyles are supposed to be devils actually, because the volcano is full of devils and demons. In fact, that's the Merilith carry is also one of those. So I feel like it's less likely a fire gargoyle, which doesn't really exist, and more likely something else. And here's your sorcerers, which are definitely mind flayers. Now, it's possible wizards are supposed to be like young mind flayers that don't have all their abilities and just hit pretty hard. But I actually think they're one of the Yugoloths. Let me show you my theory here. Because the reason I'm talking about this is we just did a ton of damage to one with a water slaying sword, and they are aquatic magic beasts. And again, in the vanilla game, you'd never notice this, but there's at least 2 swords that do bonus damage to aquatic enemies. Coral Sword and Excalibur, and that might be it. But anyway, that's the reason we did tons of damage, because the greatsword is extra effective right now against aquatic enemies. And I think that's what you're supposed to, like, that's probably where they designed it from. Like, the translators, you know, I don't know what the Japanese would have called it necessarily, but they just saw the picture and went, ooh, that looks kind of like a wizard. Now, sure, it's got the tentacles of a Mind Flayer, which the Sorcerer definitely has. But notice he doesn't have Aquatic. He doesn't even have Spellcaster. Um, Mind Flayers would be, what do they call them? Monstrosities or aberrations, I believe, technically. Because they're from, like, the Outer Realms. But the Wizard doesn't even share the monster family. In fact, they share basically nothing with the Sorcerer. Sorcerer, 0 resistances. Wizard, tons of resistances. You know what else gets lots of resistances? Demons. Fire, ice, statuses, poisons. Very commonly resisted amongst demons. Yugoloths are the third type of demons, I suppose. There's devils, demons, and Yugoloths is like lawful evil, chaotic evil, and neutral evil. And there are aquatic Yugoloths that are kind of like this, and they actually are kind of known for guarding ancient treasures. They kind of hoard knowledge. A lot of, like, Arcanoloths are the wizard, the furry wolf ones, but they each kind of have like an animal form. And I think the watery one is, I forget the name, it's like Pisco Demon, I think. And yeah, that's the translation. The modern translation uses Pisco Demon for wizard. And I believe that is, you know, even in the, like, the modern translation in Dawn of Souls and Pixel Remaster, it's not necessarily, like, they didn't talk to the original developers about why they named things the way they named things. But I'm actually pretty confident that that's what the wizards were supposed to be originally, because there's more than one reason for those to line up. So yeah, they're probably just powerful or mid-tier Yugoloths, which happen to be weak to well, they're a water creature. So if you've got a weapon that takes damage, these are definitely Drow mages, and boy, do we hate them. I did look it up. In the original game, they have a 71% chance to ambush you, which is why they are so terrible. Yeah, you can't use that or anything. It's like, that would be better if you could use it as an item to do something cool. I'm trying to think if I've got anything that would make this fight a little easier, but I guess we can do this again. This fight's not super hard, but I just want my revenge there. Now that we're all basically immune to the rub spell, I mean, I think there's still a 1 in 255 chance, assuming the programmer kept it the same. There's still a crit chance of it piercing your ribbon, but pretty rare. Anyway, yeah, those are definitely meant to be Drow elves that are mages, and it's just unfortunate that their first spell in their rotation is rub. If it wasn't for that, they would be dangerous but acceptable. But early on, with no protection from death, that just almost always kills somebody. It's brutal. Yeah, the garbage. Now, what am I... So, it's like... I wonder if it's... maybe on the left side. These guys, they actually tend to run away. They've got a pretty low morale, interestingly enough. But yeah, we're strong enough we can kill them. Not too much to worry about. Interestingly, there is usually a treasure chest there. What happens? I feel like sometimes in Renaissance, the new treasure chests don't always load. Because I've definitely seen in Renaissance, and I think even the first time it came through here, there was a chest, like, basically one tile above that square. Huh. Just trying to get my thief value in here. It's tricky. Maybe it's by the stairs on the way in. It could be in that little tile in the top right here. Oh, this is a trap tile. I should stop standing here. Oh, right. I was going to check with the ranger what happens if you search for items on one of these tiles. Now that I'm not scared of them, it should be fine. You know what? That's not bad. So you get a tongue, and then there's 0% chance. So you have to fight the trap tile. But we're not in ninja mode, so we get ambushed. But then you get another one. So maybe I wonder if that's a way to target specific parts. Like, if those guys always drop tongues, can you just farm tongues? Like, whatever the trap tile drop is, you can just always get more of those from there. That might make some sense. Well, let's see if I can warp back. I can't remember how it works in Renaissance. In FF1, you warp to the specific tile you drop down from, but I Can't remember if they kept that. Yeah. Still wrong. Oh, that took me way... See, that's not consistent. It's not always one layer back. In the NES version, it's just the last stair you took. In this one, it seems to be a little bit different. Maybe it's meant to protect against soft locks. Ah, there it is. 200 bucks. Garbage. Would have been actually better if it was in that sneaky tile you needed a warp to get to. I suppose that wouldn't be fair because you could have a thief, but no one can cast warp. Like, depending on your party composition, you might not have access to that. Geists are, I believe, ghouls. There's a whole bunch of undead. Forget the. I made a spreadsheet as I do of all the creatures in FF1 and what they're based on. Frost dragon very obviously is a white dragon. That's simple. There's that ice armor. I was actually looking for that. So let's. Who needs the opal bracelet the most? Time Mage or Hunter? I feel like the Time Mage dies the most. Maybe they've got the lowest HP. And you basically get an extra 10 absorb. And Ice Armor is better. Although it does lower your evasion a bit. Well, I guess it's the same as the Opal technically, but yeah, I'd rather have 2 people with 34 base armor absorb than one. But yeah, we're losing a bit of evade on the ninja, which is probably no big deal. I guess we could figure out what the Frosties drop. They drop death. That's what they drop. My one person with no ribbon. Why don't we do the thing where we say no? Because I have no way to res right now other than... Well, okay, there is a way now. Now that we've got teleport, it's actually not that big a deal, but... We've been here long enough, I should probably do that anyway. So we get tails from dragons. Okay, let me do the spell here. We're gonna... Nope, wrong one. I need the Time Mage to be in the front. Why can't I do it? Excuse me? Did I somehow not save after doing his little side quest? Okay, apparently I did the thing. I talked to the guy, but maybe I forgot to save when I ended my session last time? Well. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Should have tested that off earlier, because I didn't think that would be my problem. Alright, well, probably an item over in this corner, right? What about this corner? Probably on the left side there. Well, we're giving this ice cave a thorough shakedown at the very least. Bone armor, alright. Well, we certainly don't need cloth. And we can get a real shield here as well. Then we'll have only one less item space again. So we got a bone armor in the marsh cave, so we know this is garbage. But we're just filling up that steal everything list. Gotta catch them all. Although that's a different run. I'm not sure how excited I am for the Beast Tamer catch 'em all quest. Ice Gauntlet? That might be the first one of those we found. At least ice is a fairly common element. Not super common, but we do get hit by ice spells, so unlike earth and wind and stuff, that has a bit more value. Big bucks in here. Always a nice room if you've got the time to get all the gold. Trap tile. So because I didn't get that ribbon from Maria, maybe I shouldn't stick around here yet. She still takes too much too much ice damage and elemental damage in general. And of course, that's the garbage chest that's not worth even stopping for, but... You know. I guess putting fast on Maria is actually... Because we want those kills with her. She has a hard time, you know, getting kills a lot. And then we're not getting drops. Oh, that's gonna hurt. But once she's hasted, much easier to get, much more reliable. Unfortunately, yeah, the big hits... And because my if I had teleport, I could just go to the inn. We could do the old Might Magic 6 beacon trick. I do still get comments on that. Why don't you just put a beacon and just teleport to the temple and get full healed and full buff, you know, every time you get hit? And because it's too easy. I guess the mage staff is pretty effective here too. Nah, we don't even need it. Once again, proving though that like charging up for 3 turns, I don't see why. Money, money, money. Can't run from this one. I suppose the Zeus's Gauntlet, Tela can cast Burst 2, which is about the same power. I think it's exactly the same power. You just don't get extra effective against weak to lightning, but. Not that these wizard Pisco demons are actually weak to any of that. Hey, Ice Shields. So strictly speaking, you could go Ice Armor Fire Shield and not have a ribbon and get 2 elemental protections. But that's not great. The ribbon covers everything, so... I haven't been using Mug very much, so I could probably upgrade this to the Protect Ring at some point. Or even just give them the Gauntlet, like the Power Glove. Yeah, there's nothing... I mean, there is a couple things left to buy, but... It's not going to be an issue. I guess if I switch those around, it's easier to use it in battle. Being able to give yourself a... I think the Thief gets more value from Saber. Saber gives you a big damage bonus. And because the Ninja hits a lot, a big... Like, it's going to be the same. Like, let's say you get plus 10 damage. I forget what the number is. Maybe it's higher than 10. But 10 times 4 is much better than 10 times 2. And if you're hasted, it's 10 times 8 instead of, or even 10 times 12 if super hasted. That's a lot more of a difference than on the Death Knight. Welcome to my TED Talk. 100 gold. Alright. So, apparently, I've forgotten something in Ordeals. Although I thought for sure I did it. I remember going to that room, but... Just buy some houses in exhaustion here. We do have a flame sword, not very relevant at this point in the game. Because I can buy it back if I care, I'll sell it. It's not actually worth all that much, sadly. Okay, how are we doing? 23 minutes in, not bad. Ice Cave should be cleared. I'm pretty sure you'll get an achievement for getting every treasure in the game, so if we keep at it, we should eventually have something pop up. But I will have to go back, because I know there was stuff like in the locked rooms, which... my bad. Was there... I think we got the 3 in here, right? Yeah. Just double check. Alright, Ordeals. One step. Fine, we'll fight some Ankylos. They're mean, but they're not nearly as nice as BlueAnkylos. Yeah, pretty tanky. Probably could have insta-killed them with some death magic. I don't think they have amazing magic defense. Dinosaurs probably shouldn't. Hey, level ups. There you go. They are good XP. Better off just running so we can get to our objectives without getting bogged down too much. Catmen are actually were-tigers secretly. What else was there? Saber-tooth tigers are just saber-tooth tigers. They were a thing. Can't save it when I'm floating, so whatever. Okay, so... a silver spear. I guess we need to come back here anyway, as it turns out. Ah, there it is. Soft potion. Oh, right. This was the one. Ah, right. I remember finding this because we couldn't get it. We needed the warp spell, and maybe I didn't have it. I can't remember. No, I did. Right. I definitely did all this. I must have managed to accidentally not save it or something. I don't think I cleared it in terms of actually getting all the treasure out, but it could be kind of tricky with all the teleporting mazes. Just gotta check each of these inner rooms first. Okay, left side on the way, or right side on the way down once we get there. Gargoyles. Yeah, my best guess for those is like a horned devil or something like that. Assassin's dagger. Cool. Is there any? I mean, maybe you can equip it on a thief. You know, this is the dungeon you do generally right before you get promoted, but in theory, I could see that being decent on a thief. I don't think that's going to compete with the Yochi bow. Probably. Even the ancient dagger beats it in everything but crit. Man cats, not were-tigers, these are Rakshasa. Specifically because they resist like every spell, which is a Rakshasa feature. How did I miss the down path there? Okay, well I know where the last item is. Oh, it's because it's... right, it's not the down path. I have to go... So this has got to be something good, because this is way out of the way. This is not somewhere you normally travel, unless you're just leaving. Still only 100 damage with no crits. Definitely not... like, a crit, sure, 340, awesome, but... 2 grand, lame. Got my hopes up for nothing. Okay, 3 for 3 here. Yeah, I'm pretty confident I did this looting here earlier too, but... I mean, it was weird, right? Because in the ice cave, there was a chest that wasn't there, that should have been there. There may be some saving issues, possibly. Like... Maybe things don't get updated perfectly. Or like with me loading different games. I don't know. I don't know how the programmer did it. It's definitely the kind of thing that's not too hard to mess up if you're not super careful. Saving all the states of the games. The entire game state can be, you know, not the easiest thing to just quickly save it when you close up. The way the game reloads the... It's not even necessarily saving it, it's like reloading it again and triggering all the flags correctly. Well, seeing as it's a gold bracelet, we throw 1 gold bracelet on the ground to pick up another one. Okay. Oh, right, and because I forgot, of course, stone. Yeah, the Medusa's finally got him. Happens occasionally. Okay, so we should have all the thief loot. Let's see if I can figure out what happened with my secret teleport location. So this should be all you need to do to set teleporting. We totally did this. And I'm pretty sure I walked my way out, so... I don't know. Anyway, we can go back to the airship now. So now, we should be able to use the Time Mage to freely make a teleport point, and then we can teleport back to town, heal up, teleport back here instantly. Very, very efficient for dungeons. So, I wish I had been able to do that a little earlier, but I needed the levels anyway, because we didn't have enough. You really need, like, 2 charges of level 6 spells for that to really work efficiently, and then you're still not using your level 6 slots for anything else. So it does have a pretty high cost, but it is like, game-breaking in terms of difficult dungeons, including the final dungeon. We've got some money. I could finish up my level 7 spells. I still don't actually have them. Let's do that pretty quick. So I'll go back to On Rack. We could start thinking about trying to do the Death Knight quest as well, to take a ton of damage. What would be the easiest way to take 1,000 damage without dying? I feel like it's really healing is the shortcoming. Like he can life steal, but once he kills all the enemies, then the battle's over. So you don't really want to use life stealing, I don't think. But yeah, we gotta get 1,000 combat damage to the Death Knight specifically without him dying. I think self-inflicted damage counts. So like if he uses his Soul Eater ability, that will count towards it. And then the Blood Weapon also is a way to heal up. It might be one of those times where you just kill everybody else and have like a tough fight and just let him take all the hits. Could unequip his armor so he takes more damage maybe. Okay, there's Undo, and there's Haste 2. Now, Haste 2 might be worth using. It makes, theoretically, the whole group take actions earlier in the round, which makes it easier to interrupt enemies and get stuff done before you get killed. Power Word Blind is not that strong, but we'll pick it up, because he only gets 2 spells. I think... Restoring 1 ally spell charges. So you're basically spending a level 7 slot to restore someone else's spell charges? How much? Like, just 1? But which one? Like, because if you could restore a level 8 slot on someone else, that is sort of worth it. The thing is, with the teleport, being able to go back to town and get fully healed at any point, I don't think that's very good. Because, in theory, you could have all your spells for every fight if you cared. Just the way the teleport ability works. I think Haste 2 is better. I'm not sure the use case of restoring an ally spell. We don't have a very magical team anyway, so it's not as big of an issue. But okay, all that's left is level 8 magic. Sure. It's Demi. Everything gets half HP. Sure. You know, it helps. It's still not enough damage. It basically did nothing. The classic. Maybe while I'm on my way through the Sky Castle, I'll try to set up my Dark Knight for a... Why am I even walking back? I gotta get used to the fact that I can just do this again. It's such a strange ability to just teleport your airship. That's not a traditional ability I have and think of. Sandworms. Dead. Alright. Got lots of houses, lots of heals. Haven't bought my ninja throwing items yet. We might be a bit limited on arrows. Yeah, it's the fangs. If I can ever find a trap tile, I should try to remember. But I think we want to find a trap tile that lets us get fangs. As much as they're like the weakest, most common item, I need them for everything else, so. We're all gonna get burned. This is just how Cerebus go. Sadly, their sprite doesn't actually have 3 heads, or it should. They're technically hellhounds, though, actually. They're not actual mythological Cerebus. Hellhounds are mid-level demons that just have 1 head and breathe fire. Easy peasy. The hyenas are giant hyenas. They are a real thing in older editions. I don't know if they survived the edition wars. Not every monster from first edition D&D survived the ages. Most of them did. Most of the ones you see in Final Fantasy 1 anyway. That's one of the things I like a lot, is the sort of continuity. You even though things change a little bit, they are at least still related, you know. Should see how many level ups it's going to take for Cecil to get a 3rd strike, because I think that would be a 50% damage upgrade, and because he still misses a lot, it would be maybe even better. He needs to get to 64, that's 20. I think he gets 3 hit rate per level, so that's 7 level ups, or we gotta find him a better sword that doesn't have minus 15% hit. Also the stupid spoony bars. Oh, maybe it was in the middle? We never came up here, I forgot. Blue Dragon. Get thundered, yeah. No, not too bad. I have spent some time grinding on that tile before. It's not the worst tile for grinding. The Blue Dragon, you need everyone to be resistant to lightning for that to not be brutal, but it's fairly easy to kill. It's a nice trap tile that you can not fight any other random encounters. And if you had, like, exit, you can get out and heal pretty easily. There we go. Leet Gold. Alright, thanks. Hey, we made it! Alright. I will probably do a teleport point up here at some point. But for now, let's just go looting. Yeah, our first time in Sky Castle, or Floating Fortress, maybe is the official name. Have 10 hit points, everybody. You're welcome. Gray Nagas. There are 2 types of Nagas in D&D. There's, what do they call them? I forget the technical names, but there's a good one and an evil one. And then there's an undead one, too, after they die. Because technically, they're immortal. Interesting. Nagas are not something you find very often in most D&D adventures, but they're actually really cool. Permanently immortal. You kill them, they come back in some number of days, probably. Well, you know, truth is, we're gonna need this slot for Ribbon in a minute anyway. I'm not gonna be using Zeus's Gauntlets much anyway. Not that I need Dragoon armor right now, but I refuse to just leave it up here, you know. Manticore, another classic D&D enemy. Face of a human. Body of a lion with wings and a scorpion tail. Can usually shoot poisonous quills. So these are... There's a few different slimes. These ones are the high defense versions in D&D. I think they're technically gray oozes, which actually aren't very strong, but I believe that's what these ones are supposed to be. But they're also maybe more of a nod to the metal slime from Dragon Quest, because they give pretty good XP and, you know, basically very, very high absorb rating, so you have to use a spell on them. And fire, strictly speaking, the Dragon Quest hurt and hurt more spells are fire. They just didn't rename them until later. Golden Axe, another game. That one's for the Sega, though. Arcade, I suppose, Bad men, these are just guys. I don't think they're specific enemies. They're just, you know, enemy knights or corrupted knights or something. Although the evil man is a Death Knight. very specific undead. So he comes with a nightmare. Death Knights usually ride a nightmare. And pretty strong. Was that in the room? Oh, dang it. Right by the teleporter. Must be. Oh, is it going to be one of these? You got to come from a different angle. I mean, that's sneaky, but I approve. You just gotta teleport a couple extra times, and that's one of our ninja items, which I should try to use. I gotta remember, I'm kind of forgetting a lot of my just default abilities that we could be using. Like, I could be using Soul Eater on the Death Knight. I think the Death Knight would work way better with a White Mage. Like, in hindsight, someone with Cure 4, so he can hurt himself and then keep fighting, would be a much better combo. How did I still miss one? I think there was another one in there. Maybe there was one on both pillars. I was fooled. Hey, the eye gave me an eye. Just poked him right out in the eye. Alright. I thought it was just one treasure, but yeah. Alright. Good job, game. Okay, so this evil man, strictly speaking a Death Knight, riding his nightmare, and the reason you know that for sure is, although you rarely see it, he has the nuke spell. He has to live a few turns, and I don't think he casts magic super constantly. But a Death Knight is actually a very powerful undead and corrupted. Generally, the Death Knight, the actual original story, was a fallen paladin who killed his wife, I think, and just kind of went crazy. I think he cheated on her or something too. Anyway, you know, the standard, I forget his name, the classic Death Knight, the first Death Knight. But yeah, they classically get a sort of mega fireball, like very high level fireball spell, which you could probably just consider a nuke in terms of the Final Fantasy. This is one of my favorite EXP battles. I suppose, like, I usually use fire. I think they are weak to fire, although, again, they resist, like, ice, lightning, and stuff, but time magic would work. Just not extra effective. Of course, if you can just get crits, nothing to worry about. Only crits. I wonder if there's a... I'm trying to think of ways to boost... The Bard has a way of boosting crit chance, but... Bards. I'm trying to think of who else can do crit bonuses. Like, there's some equipment that does it, but I don't think he can actually equip it. Well, we haven't had any reason to leave this area before, but let's put a little teleport point in the middle, just in case I feel like I need it. We don't need to fight every single thing here. We got. There is a timer counting down. I gotta keep moving. That's a custom spear. What? I wonder if that's in the left room then, probably. One of my favorite encounters up here is the quadruple eye. You get so much XP. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's good, and the fight's pretty easy. Yeah, there it is. Raiton, I think, is the lightning ninja scroll. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of need for those special abilities either, is kind of the issue, right? Like, I don't think Excalibur will be equipable by anyone. You just pick it up and sell it. It'll help fund our level 8 spell purchasing, at least. Rock Golem. Yeah, usually a stone golem. Frequently known for casting slow on the party, or just having a slow emanation. I forget how it works exactly, but that's their drill. Here we get our cool black and white robes, which we can't equip. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna be stealing much money anymore. If there's any extra armors, these are pretty solid. White cast Invis 2, which we don't have access to at all. Black cast Ice 2, which is good. It's not like... we don't need it super bad, but... oh, I didn't double check, but I'm pretty confident White Wizard and Black Wizard only. The Heal Helm we might want to hold on to try to get the Death Knight's side quest out of the way. It doesn't heal much, but I am a little bit worried about how I heal enough. I mean, he is over 500 hit points now. But healing 500 in the middle of a fight and then taking another 500 is not easy. Not without a White Wizard. I mean, you can always throw healing potions at him, but that's 30 a turn-ish. Less, it's more like 20 a turn. I mean, 3 people, it's maybe himself as well. That's the ribbon we were looking for. How good is this satin thing? That's pretty good. Now, unfortunately, we don't get actual... I don't know if that's very good. Usually that's great. But we don't get extra attacks with the bow. So you're only getting 1 absorb and 3 evade. Would I drop 12 hit just to keep the black shirt? I'll pick it up again if I ever feel like I really want to be able to cast Ice 2. That just gives us status immunity, perfect immunity for 3. And maybe we'll find a 4th ribbon. I feel like if anyone's going to find it, it'll be the Thief. Hey, a Buster Sword. Which Final Fantasy are we playing? Ooh, we're stacked up on swords here. Well, we're losing hit rate to get a big chunk of damage and crit. Is that worth? As long as we don't go below 32, I guess? Just barely. Sure. All for 1 86 damage hit, or all for 2 86 damage hits. Interesting. But yeah, the other shields, Opal Shield is worthless. I mean, I can always teleport out, sell, and come back in if I really wanted, but... So let's see, like, in theory, once we get that, we can get more attacks, but how is he doing? 4 hits, 500 damage after being fasted. 3 hits, 316, and when he missed 1. That's not bad. Thunderer and Opal, okay. Neither of these are incredibly helpful, I don't think. Yeah, axes and spears no one can really use. I missed 2 of the treasures. Got excited finding my new, I think there was one by the black and white robes. I just forgot to search it out. Yeah. Maybe by the exit down as well. The ninja's about to get a pretty major upgrade as well. Oh, probably at the end? Yeah, of course. Alright, one more somewhere. I feel like in the vanilla NES version, we got a lot of multi-eyes. I think it's weird that we've only ever had 1 eye at a time in here. Not sure if that's typical. There's always some random variations, of course, so it's hard to say. Sample size is low, as usual. There's our katana. Generally the best weapon for the ninja. Not much more damage than the defense sword, but a nice chunk of crit. Ultimate ninja weapon get. I wonder if they'll let us dual wield. It's like the dream... It's always my dream. I think everyone's dream when you're using a ninja in FF1. Because you want the FF3 style endgame ninja that lets you equip any weapon and dual wield them. Which tends to make them, well, obviously the best melee class. Okay, it must be... Oh yeah, I saw the sparkle. It's all the way around. All right. I guess we should pick up the Protect Cape. It does interfere with inventory slots. Even worse than what we're already stuck with. But like I said, it would be nice if you had like 1 or 2 extra armor slots per character. Just so you had like a little bit of carrying capacity for extra stuff. Protect rings, no big deal. This is actually a floor of the Flying Fortress that I think could use a little bit of love in general. I think it's the limitations of the NES, of course, and programming time. But like, this is supposed to be the big lore dump on like what all the fiends are doing with the elemental powers. The idea, like, this is where it tips you off to go back to the Chaos Shrine once you're done in this dungeon. It's pretty easy to miss, you know, given the sort of ambiguous NES writing style and the fact that I read that when I was like 6 or 7, trying to I couldn't figure out where to go after I finished all the elemental fiends. The Circle of Sages, I think, helps a little bit, but it was really this this floor specifically that's like, hey, look, it's all going to the middle of the map. Look at your map. And you're like, oh, that's... It just so happens the first dungeon's the middle of the map, and yeah, that's where you go. But I had long since forgotten about the Dark Orb, because this was back in the days where we didn't play video games for 10 hours a day. We had to play, like, on the weekends and a couple hours here and there, so... And it took probably months to finish a game because, you know, we didn't have as much game state knowledge as we do nowadays. There's no internet, there's no friends. You weren't just allowed to... Your parents are going to watch the evening news. You're not playing video games. Alright. So the Protect Cape... I'm not sure if it's better than having a white shirt for the access to the Invis spell. Basically, we're giving Tella potentially 8 Absorb, getting him up to 51 Absorb. Or we could do that to switch the Opal Bracelet and have more even defense for everybody down there. I guess technically Maria could probably equip it instead of the... You could get like 7 more Absorb but drop your hit rate. That's not that exciting. I wonder if Cecil can equip it. So the monk could... Basically in vanilla, everyone except the monk could use the Protect Cloak because it's equipped in a shield slot. I'm curious if Dark Knights can equip it. They still cannot. That's too bad, because a cape would make sense. And if it normally uses the shield slot, he doesn't have anything else in his shield slot. And he's the one that would normally want that big defense boost, because he's a front row tank. I mean, he's also got the ability that lets him do more damage as he's dying, so... Does he just get that passively, or is that his limit? I thought... Did I dream that up? Oh, I know where that's coming from, sorry. That's a bit of a spoiler. That's a classic Dark Knight ability that maybe we need to earn. I'm like, where is that? Where did that come from? Why don't I have that? Maybe because we haven't taken enough damage. Tiamat is the Fiend of the Winds. But yeah, I always felt like this bottom section of this floor should have something else in it, basically. It's got to be below us. Still getting poisoned. You know, it'd be great if my thief could find another ribbon. That'd be awesome. $2 grand, you know, not really what we're looking for at this point, you know? Just gonna say, like, it's not even really more than 1 fight worth of gold. I run away from 2,000 gold every time. That katana, though, whew, starting to do some damage. Haste 2 on that katana sounds awesome. This is the old maze. Just a repeating room in every direction. My default is 2 right, 2 up, if you're ever wondering. I'll mix it up now and then, but that's my standard, so. Alright, so here you go. The Bridge of Destiny. It's very dangerous. Let's prepare by teleporting just to some town nearby. It's such an overpowered ability. I love it. We don't have level 8 slots left. No, we have access to level 7 slots. But I can probably buy some level 8 magic while we're here. Just in the middle of a dungeon, just don't mind me. Oh man, your D&D dungeon master hate this. Right before the boss, I'm just gonna teleport back to town, full heal. Just the look. Oh, I have to actually go to Lefane to get the ultimates. So it's going to be Stop, Zap, Quick, and something else. And something else. We've actually looked at it. We know it's Enchant with Death Magic and Meteor. I'm going to buy those first because they're better first slots. We can even stock up on potions and stuff while we're here. I did use a fair number. I've got some money. Like, what element would we want? Tiamat shouldn't be weak to anything. She's technically weak to Earth Stone in vanilla. Because I've already beaten her once, or at least once. I can just pull up the exact stats if you're curious. Oh, Gilgamesh, that's a spoiler. But weakness Poison Stone and resists technically Earth. So it's like Poison Elemental specifically, or Stone Elemental, which were, I think, combined in NES version. But yeah, the usual Fire, Lightning, Ice, Wind, Earth. I mean, it is fair. Tiamat should have 5 heads of 5 different elements. There's no real Earth Dragon, but it's, what, Red Dragon, White Dragon, Blue Dragon, Green Dragon, Black Dragon. So, it should be Acid, Poison, Fire, Ice, Lightning normally, but we don't have all those elements represented, so we do what we can. You do what you can. Okay. So that doesn't really help me. I was just like, which throwing damage would work? None of them, basically. So forget that. I'm not going to spend money if nothing works on the boss anyway. Alright, let's go back. So yeah, we're going to basically sacrifice a spell. 1 slot. But we got to save. We're way more powerful than we were. And technically, we don't have to come back. Like, we could have just gone to our airship, flown around, done more searching. But, like, you know, this floor is really dangerous. I don't want to die to Warmech. Yeah, it's fine. it's pretty cheaty. Alright. No deadly encounters on the Bridge of Destiny for me. Okay, let's take this fight super serious. Our first fiend, we go straight for Tiamat. Do I have any abilities that I would use? We could... We're going super serious, I say. Oh, there is like a dragon effective. Let's see what that does. It's dragon shot. But I really want super speed. Thunder, that's fine. Armor down, that sounds... Doesn't matter. First try Poison Smoke. I got an achievement for that? That's a classic Tiamat kill. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the ×3 attack. Because we're just too strong. Alright, I think we light the orb. Maybe we try to find a Warmech then as recompense? Well, why don't I get my haste back? Because it is kind of important. I think Warmech might be more difficult because we're not going to be able to one-shot it. That was... Man, what a letdown. I mean, maybe a letdown, maybe a huge win. I mean, I didn't need to rest up, but I could just use the Bane sword and killed her instantly like that. It's funny. So yeah, this is the only place in the game you can run into the Warmech. It's a relatively rare encounter. So we might be here for... I'm not going to do this forever, but... I will do it for a while. I could just be grinding, but if I... Honestly, if I fight everything until I find a Warmech, I'll be over-leveled. So I don't want to do that. And it does take longer to, fight it all out. Man, you guys stink. What is with all this non-critting stuff? Gotta let the Time Mage kill them all with a stick. More nachos. So these are Neo-Ochus. So Otug, however you want to pronounce it, are the sewer garbage monsters. You mostly just find them in the rivers in FF1. The Space Ochus, or Otus, are Neo-Otus, and they are like infused with weird space magic or something. I don't know. I can't remember the lore perfectly. Something weird. It's probably why there's mind flayers here. The airs are all just elementals, pretty standard. Red Hydro. There are such things as Pyro Hydras. Usually wouldn't come in groups of 4, but in theory, yeah, that's a real thing. Come on, Warmech, show yourself. The YouTube audience desires it. I don't think it'd be better to use the Ranger ability here. Actually, what I have messed up is I need my ninja up front, because then I'll be getting less. I'll get more ambushes. If I... Oh, I also forgot there's... Just screaming. There is an item to get. Almost missed it. Actually, you know what? I didn't even check the previous floor. Hold on. Can I seriously not get poisoned every fight? Another power stick. Alright. Nice. Come on, one more fight. Give it to me. No. But we do get more preemptive strikes, so it's faster like this, definitely. One item here. This could be painful. We can beat up some wizard vamps. There are vampire mages, of course. That's nothing unusual. Like Strahd. He's a wizard vampire, strictly speaking. And we get their fangs when we kill them. That's the one we need, too. There's no vampire trap tiles that I know of, though. So it's like a 4x4 grid. I'm just gonna go vertically, like, I'm gonna go one row at a time vertically. This is a really large area. Yeah, okay. We're on this road here. There we go. 10,000 buckaroos. Better than nothing, but... Okay, well, let's try a couple more times. See if I can get a big spicy boy. I mean, I could just leave my teleport point here forever if I wanted to, and you can come back and grind for him at any point. There's a couple enemies that are really rare that are just... If you're trying to fill out the bestiary, it sucks. Or if you've got like a blue mage and you need to learn skills off of the Warmech, might take a while. We don't need to fight him for any reason. It's just a little bit of fun and XP. I'll say, let's do a countdown. 5 countdown. That's as many battles as I'm willing to commit at this point. That'll get us a bit of XP, but I don't want to grind too much. So. 5. I don't think poison death works on slimes. Heck, if they were real gray oozes or... So the ochre jellies... The oozes are ochre jellies. The green... There's mucks and... I forget all their names. I forget all the names they gave them. I think the green ones are actually barely even living creatures. Like, it's like a green plant. It's more of a dungeon trap than an official monster for the green slime. There's like ochre jelly is the orange one. Gray ooze is another one. I don't think there's any gelatinous cubes, another ooze monster, but I don't think they have an equivalent to that. I don't think. That was 2. This is 3. I get an extra free heal in every now and then just to show you that I didn't forget about it. I mean, there's a lot of things to forget about. Oh, good. Insta-kill. Still works. Let's try to do better. So use some of those cool tricks I've got, right? I mean, I could be stealing gold. It's just, I think it's because it takes too many, like, menu inputs. Like, it's definitely, when you're overkilling things, it's probably the better choice to just default to Mug. Like, in other Final Fantasies, if you have access to Mug, I just switch it to the major fight command, and you just always have a chance. You don't generally get gold, you generally have a chance to get an item. But, like, it does zero out the crit rate, which is the way the katana does most of its damage. And I don't really need gold that badly anyway, so it's not a huge win at this point, but... I think I'm at... I forgot to keep count. 1 or 2 more anyway. And I do need to stay healed up pretty well, because if I do find a Warmech, he can blast us pretty fast. We'll do 1 more after this. Must be at least 5 at this point. Oops. It's okay, we're just resetting it so Warmech's ready. There he is. Dang it. Soul Eater. Yeah, I think definitely would be better with... I never use my abilities. I know I'm not using my limits and stuff. I'm sorry. They just... It's... Like, I just don't need them, so I don't... Like, they just take longer to read and use the inputs, and the ninja got murdered anyway. Comet did pretty good damage. Rapid fire, you know, that's not bad. It's unfortunate that that's a limit, so it's like a once per trip to the, once per trip to an inn, which is a bit stingy. Oh, this is like the worst town to go res in. But it's not that bad. It's just a longer walk than lots of places. Okay, well, let's see. We got all the other fiends to go back and kill. I suppose we should finish buying our level 8 magic if we can afford it. Looks like we're probably good. Let's go to Lefane first. Should only take a minute. I'm pretty sure I did all the looting in that last dungeon. If I am missing one, you know, when we get to the end, I will just off-camera search because there's a lot of places to go. I kind of want to just see how much damage we can do. We haven't pulled off a fast 2 yet. And the turn order does not help me out. Alright, here we go. Big hit. Over 1,000 damage. Yep, yeah, we're doing alright. That's pretty solid. For someone whose base accuracy is only 35. And remember, I have completely forgotten to use the dark spell. So if I can inflict darkness plus fast, yeah, that could be good. Alright, enhance with dark. Give yourself death element. When is that good? I have no idea, but we're getting it. And then meteor, of course. I think that was all there was. I had the loot, right? I'm pretty sure. 3 out of 3, no problem. Alright. So those are our ultimate spells. Can't cast them yet, but soonish. A couple more levels. Is it like level 24, level 25, something like that? I should be using Soul Eater. Well, I don't even know if it's worth it. The problem is, like, I have to heal out of it every time I do it, right? Like, in the field, it's not a big deal. But I just took 100 damage, right? Like, it's like a 20% of your total, which is kind of hard to... Yeah, I definitely would suggest, if you're playing along or planning to play along, definitely try to pair up the Death Knight with someone who's got some good healing. Obviously, the White Mage, maybe the Red Mage would be good enough. I'm not sure if any other classes have enough healing to really, like, carry you like that, but... Anyway, I think we're over an hour again. That took a little longer. We're doing just fine. Like, we're in no real risk of, like, losing. Got a couple fangs. What am I missing for this? Just need lots of scales. I mean, I did use it against the Tiamat, and it worked. I just, I mean, reducing the target's physical defense by 4 to 8 is not very much. Like, again, not to spend a ton of time on this, but assuming this is working the way I think it does, 4 to 8 reduction to defense is, where's her defense? Absorb, 80. So you go from 80 to 76 or 72, is that what it does? Like, it helps. But, like, for something you have to craft and farm resources for, and then use a skill, and it only has a 50% chance of applying, like, that seems not enough. Like, I almost would want to, like, cut their absorb in half or something significant like that. If you're going to give it a 50% chance and you have to farm for it. I mean, what else are we doing? You do a bit of extra damage, right? It's not all just the status. Damage. It does double effectiveness to dragons, so, right? Now, does that mean 100% chance or bonus damage? Because that might just be 100% chance to reduce dragon's defense, and then you do your regular damage. Because I was reading that as, like, double damage to the appropriate monster type. But if it's just... Yeah, maybe because they're all 50%, the idea is, you know, okay, this is set up to kill the Kraken, because the Kraken gets 8 attacks and is aquatic, but you use a tail shot on it, it's 100% chance to slow, which drops it from 8 to 1. So it's like a mega counter. Like, that is very effective, if that's how that works. But if it's only -4 defense to dragons, well, Tiamat being the major boss dragon, that's not enough to make hardly any difference, if that's all it does. Flying... I think Tiamat counted as flying. So additional effects on attacks. Like, that is, like, if you could apply this to, like, a Mind Flayer, you could stop their death touch. But they're so easy to kill, I don't... This only works on things you can't kill in a turn, right? Anything you could just kill, you should just kill. This is stuff that's going to take a few turns to kill, and then you're debuffing them. Giants can be paralyzed, theoretically, 100% of the time. I mean, I guess you can't run from ice giants, so, like, that's okay. Magic Beast is a lot of stuff. Lowering their magic defense. Yeah, maybe. I don't suppose Chaos counts as a Magic Beast. That would be funny. No, he's technically a spellcaster. That's the only tag he's got. Like, I'm trying to find something that makes these arrows worth the trouble. Like, lowering magic defense means it's easier to hit them with those things like if you could get this to work on Tiamat, it'd be even easier to kill her with stone. But, like, that's not that hard anyway. Humanoid. But you just get one of the 3 conditions. Blindness generally doesn't matter, but it helps a Dark Knight. Confusion is pretty good. Stone just means they're dead. So a human just gets a 33% chance to be killed. Spellcaster. Technically, if this works on Chaos, like if it is 100% chance to silence him, that will trivialize that fight. Although I think his skills, like Thunder and Swirl and Inferno, maybe don't count as spells for silence, but it'll stop him from Cure 4ing and nuking, which is a big deal. Yeah. And that's assuming there's no saving throw roll for, like, magic defense resisting it or something, right? Because any of the really powerful bosses, and obviously Chaos being the final boss, they've got 200 magic defense, which your spell accuracy is usually in the range of like 60 to 100, give or take. So it tends to be like less than 50% chance, but he also resists everything, which adds a big chunk as well. So like your accuracy might be, I think there's a lot of spells that are like 68, 82 kind of accuracy, but the resistance would, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like minus 60 or 70, or I feel like it's something like that, from your accuracy. And then it's like, if your accuracy is now down to like 10 versus 200 magic defense, like it's basically like, 5% of the time it hits or something. It's a tiny percentage. I forget the exact, I don't remember the exact numbers, but the idea is 200 magic defense is enough to counter almost anything anyway. Unless in this this build, your character's intelligence adds enough like magic accuracy to make that work. Which is, again, I don't know all the math, but anyway, I gotta end this episode, but I feel like we're making pretty good progress. We have now started the reverse boss order. It'll be a quick trip to Kraken. We have not done the volcano yet, so we'll have to clear the volcano of loot, and then back to the Lich. And technically, we could go into the final dungeon and get stopped by the Mystic Key. And then we can test out if we need the Mystic Key, technically. And then, if that doesn't work, we'll go pick that up and finally defeat Astos, who's been left alone for all this time, because he's actually just a nice guy, no big deal. Anyway, let's make sure I save it, because I don't know what happened that other time. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more Renaissance.